Hello, geeks and gamers. Matt Lemke here with Your Gamer Goggles at Origins 2013, the last day. I'm here with Patrick Connor. I said it right. It is Connor.
Patrick Connor.
Yeah,
correct.
It's Brian Pope.
Yeah, Patrick Connor. That's me.
Yeah, Mage Wars from Arcane Wonders. Yeah, that works. And we're going to talk a little bit about Mage Wars and where they are going in the near future with their game. But real quick, how about you give everybody who may not be familiar with Mage Wars a brief overview of the system and world?
Okay, what Mage Wars is, it's an arena combat game where mages from different schools of magic are competing in an arena. And it's played over a tactical board of 12 different zones. What makes us unique from other mage dueling games is that when you step into the arena, the only thing that you have is your spell book that you pre-build with spells like you would build a miniatures army. You choose your spells, which are cards. You put them into your spell book. Then you go to the arena to battle. Those cards either come into play and become part of the game, or they have a one-time effect and get discarded. And the object is to destroy or defeat the opponent mage by dealing them enough damage that it equals their life total. And there are effects in the game that both add and subtract damage or increase and decrease life. So you can bring out creatures to fight or defend for you. You can cast magical enchantments that'll be tricks or traps in the arena. You can bring out pieces of equipment that will either buff or help defend your mage, like pieces of armor or maybe a staff to increase your melee attack trait.
A wand.
Or a wand that you can bind. We have an elemental wand that you can bind a lightning bolt or a fireball to and use those spells repeatedly.
And the sorcerer can have two. It is the sorcerer, right?
It's the wizard.
Wizard.
The base set comes with a Beastmaster, Wizard, Warlock, and Priestess.
Yep, definitely the wizard.
Right, and we wanted to make it a game that made it feel like you were an actual mage. So as you cast a spell, what you think would happen with that spell is what happens in the game. For example, if I hurl a fireball at you, there's a good chance that even if you don't take damage, you still might catch on fire, and then every upkeep have to deal with some burn damage.
You don't know how good that is until you do it to somebody.
Exactly right. So that's a little bit about what Mage Wars is, and we're really excited because this past winter we came out, early spring, we came out with our first two-mage expansion, the Force Master versus the Warlord, which introduced new spells as well as two brand new mages with their own abilities and own type of tactics and strategies.
Their own
for the
flavor. Game. Their own flavor really is maybe a better way to say it to give you an idea. For example, I want to call her Psylocke. Because she just reminds me of the X-Men character all the time.
And we actually
she's psionic based.
Yes, we actually have a creature called Psylocke that travels around the board.
I haven't seen that. Or is it in her start?
It's in her deck.
I don't remember. I can't visualize the picture. I'm very visual. I forget names really well.
Oh, no problem. So the Force Master really is all about, she's kind of, everybody thinks that she's going to be bringing out different creatures. Really, her power is she goes in and just does a head-on attack. Now, the Warlord, on the other hand, he is great about manipulating his troops and getting them spreading out across the board.
Yeah, it's kind of a
outposts.
weird match. How did you guys pick those two to be in the expansion?
Well,
they're like opposites.
Right, and that's exactly why. We try to find mages that really have an opposite flair to them. Another example is the upcoming Druid versus Necromancer. You have life versus death. So we want to choose two mages that really oppose each other that could add another level of flair, another level of flavor to the game.
Well, this is more of a fluff-based question. So they enter the arena to do combat, and the game plays till somebody loses their life.
Correct.
So in the story, would this kind of be like a simulated life, or would the mage actually die?
It's simulated because that mage can then pick up and...
It's not like the gladiator arenas of Rome.
Correct, correct. Your mage can be used again in another match. So right now,
That's
at
an
this
interesting
point,
tournament.
yes. Right now, the way our tournament structure works is that yes, the battle, the match decides maybe some piece of the storyline, but then they are resurrected to fight again another day.
Well, I was going with a variant tournament scheme. This would be really diehard. This would take like all day. Literally. Well, this maybe even more than all day. You let them pick 6 mages, and when that mage dies, that mage can't be used by them anymore.
Right, and then they have to rely on one of those others.
Going. You would need a lot of people for 6 mages to work, but
right. Or maybe even say 4 mages. So as long as you have a mage that will survive,
then it's kind of like a single elimination, double elimination tournament.
Right, exactly. That's a very interesting idea. That would be really cool. So yeah, and so we're looking at different tournament ideas. Right now, the way our tournament structure is set up is the first few nights at a con we have qualifier tournaments, which are Swiss based, and then we take the first and second place, or sometimes first place, and we invite them back to play in a major event on the final day of the con. Which is what we're doing here at Origins. We have 10 people battling it out as we speak in the arena to find out who is going to be the tournament champion here at Origins.
And how long is a round?
We set the rounds to be 75 minutes.
Oh, that's not so bad. So okay, we're not doing anything wrong. I was thinking, because it seems like every time we play, and we haven't played tons, so we still have a learning curve and it's spread out. Because there's 5 of us, so we don't sit down and play a 2-player game a lot. But it seems like we tend to take 2.5 to 3 hours. So 75 minutes for somebody who's playing the game on a regular basis. That's probably about right. So we're not too far off, really.
No, not at all.
We're still reading rules, and I don't think we've ever played the same wizard yet.
Right. So once you know your spell book, once you know the
and that's a big part of it
cards,
too. The time in selecting your spells, which that is probably the mechanic that sets this apart from everything else.
Right, exactly. It's so nice to be able to open that up and you decide what you want to cast. That's when. Right. So you don't have to rely on drawing from a deck and possibly getting the spell that you need. It's all about strategy. It's all about tactics. What do you choose for the situation that's on the board currently? And then when that comes into play, you still have more options to choose how you're going to move that and manipulate that on the board. So really, we're a miniatures game that just happens to use cards to represent the miniatures.
Let's talk about miniatures. I know last year at Gen Con, you guys were thinking about ways to make that happen. Have you gotten closer to that?
We are closer. We are looking at a number of different production lines for producing miniatures for the game. Our first goal is to look at getting miniatures for the first 4 base mages, the Beastmaster, Priestess, Wizard, and Warlock. And then depending on how successful that goes, we're going to look at expanding that to the other mages as well. So I don't have an exact time frame, but in the near future, we're going to definitely be pursuing.
You could always go to stand-ups too, kind of like pop-out stand-ups.
Right, we've had a number of fans do that, like on their own through Board Game Geek and other places that have put up files where they've created these stand-up characters. And
I didn't even mean just for the characters. I meant actually for the creatures
too.
Right,
definitely a possibility. What we want to concentrate on is make sure that we get the best quality miniatures possible right up front, right to our players.
And I'm guessing you're looking at plastic over resin or over pewter.
We haven't decided that yet. That's still a part because we want to make sure it's the top quality for the players. So we're still looking at the difference between plastic, resin, and then pewter. So we haven't made any final decisions.
And then there's the other things too, like price, costs.
Exactly.
Yeah. Being a minis guy, I know not a lot about it, but I know stories about it. So Druid and Necromancer.
Druid and Necromancer, we're hoping to release at Gen Con in Indianapolis.
That's
in
much sooner
couple
than I
months.
thought.
That's the plan. So,
what can you tell us about them? I mean, other than the obvious.
Okay, well, the Druid, she's a master of manipulating plants and insects. If you don't take care of her right away, her plants start just engulfing and taking over the whole arena. And then the Necromancer. Yes, exactly. And then the Necromancer, he's all about death and destruction and raising creatures from the dead and then coming and attacking.
He's probably a little on the cataclysmic side.
Yes, that is correct. So,
does he do some of his spells potentially damage himself?
Not at the moment. So there's still a few fine-tuning things that we're doing with each mage, and
I can see him losing a limb.
And I'll make sure you have the artwork that we have for the Druid and Necromancer, so you can share that with your fans.
Okay, yeah, I'd like that. So you're going to Gen Con. You're going to have a big booth again, like you did last year?
Yes. Well, we're going to have a 10 by 20 booth, and then we're right in the main exhibit hall. Then we're also going to be over in the tabletop gaming area, and we'll have a number of tables to run demos and tournaments over there. So.
And then after Gen Con?
After Gen Con, we are going to, the next show is going to be Grand Con in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Brand new show. I suggest going to grandcon.com. Check them out. And then
September, right?
It's in September, late September. And then we prepare to go to Essen in Germany for Spiel.
Yeah, I am amazed at how many Europeans are playing. I see Facebook pictures all the time of like Poland.
Right.
I see Poland. It's like, who plays this game in Poland? Holy cows.
We actually are in like 20 different countries. Mage Wars is in 20 different countries. And we also are being translated into a number of different languages.
That was my next question, because I would love to get some like German.
Exactly. And we're partnering with a team, Pegasus Games, over in Europe, and they're working on our. Working on they're working on our German translation, I believe.
I did not realize they were from Germany. They make, if it's the same company I'm thinking of, they make some great terrain.
Well, they make great games all together, so we're pretty excited about that.
That's a good company to be with. They've been around for a long, long time. And then, so that's Essex, Germany. That's
in mid-October.
Are you going to Con on the Cob this year, or have somebody at Con on the Cob like you did last year?
That I'm not sure. I am in charge of our ambassador program, and so over the past month, I've been taking applications for people for our ambassador program, and what we're going to be doing is the people that make it into the ambassador program, they're going to be going out to a number of different conventions to help represent Mage Wars and Arcane Wonders.
Okay. So it's pretty much going to be convention-based volunteering then?
Yes, correct.
Back up a step, the tournament, what does the Grand Champion receive?
The Grand Champion at the Origins tournament is getting a beautiful G-Clay print of the Druid versus Necromancer, and also an acrylic trophy, plus a Mage Wars t-shirt, Mage Wars baseball cap, and a whole set of promo cards that we've been giving out.
There's 15 of them?
15 if not more, but right now we have at the show available 15.
So. Well, yeah.
But we have a number of promo cards that we give away with our organized play kits, and we've been supporting that now. We're on kit number 3 here currently, and with the organized play kits, when players go into a store and participate in the event, they get to choose a storyline that they would like to see go forward, and then we take that information, and that helps drive the future storyline for the organized play.
How interesting. I didn't realize you did that. That's cool.
Yes, we do. So check with your retailer. It's available to retailers. They just need to call their distribution, and ACD Alliance, PhD, Southern Hobby, they're all carrying our organized play kits, and so they can get them.
Okay. I think...
Well, one last thing, Ed, we just came out with, and you should be receiving shortly.
Friday.
You got it Friday.
We were pulling out, and UPS was backing in.
Yeah, nice. Our Conquest of Kilimanjaro expansion. And what that is our fans asked for alternate versions of some of our mages. So we came out with an alternate Beastmaster, a female Beastmaster that has her own unique abilities, and also an alternate priest, a male priest, that can use all the same cards as the priestess, and he actually has his own abilities as well.
That's where I was going to go. So the abilities, they're alternate in the sense that they're not identical, they're not opposite gender, they actually have unique traits.
They have unique traits, unique spells, unique melee attacks, unique bonuses. But they can use all the spells that
that's good.
That came with the original.
That is good. That are already. I mean, the game is growing. It's every time I see anything about it, it's higher on Board Game Geek's top 100 games.
Right. The last I checked, we were number 44 on Board Game Geek, and out of 65,000 plus games, that's quite something.
Especially it's actually only been in print a year and a half.
Not even a year. We actually first started selling at Gen Con last year in August.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that soon.
Yeah, so we haven't even come up on our year anniversary, and we're already on our third print run.
And they've only had, 5 years of development, right?
It was
maybe more.
Prior to our release, it was 5 to 7 years of development. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And they can find you on Facebook. Is it the Arcane Wonders page or is it the Mage Wars page?
We have both. Most of the traffic right now is to our Facebook page for Mage Wars. And then we're slowly but surely building up our Arcane Wonders Facebook page, because in the near future, you're going to hear about some new titles that will be possibly released from Arcane Wonders, aside from the Mage Wars product line.
More games.
Yeah, more games. Yeah,
and of course it's
MageWars.com.
Yep.
And please come check out our forums and our growing community. And we are also on Board Game Geek, have a very active page on Board Game Geek as well.
Yeah, they do. And actually, I'm quite amazed because last year at Origins, I filmed the guys demoing down here.
Yes.
Somebody found that video and they put it on Board Game Geek.
Right.
I was just like, who's doing this?
That's right. Our community loves to share any of the resources that they can find.
It's a strong community.
It's a very strong community. We appreciate them greatly.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Matt.
I appreciate the time.
Okay, great.
Sunday's not always the busiest day, but sometimes it's the only time you can get together with people. Have a good day. See you next year.
Take care.